River Road, you got me running way back home. River Road, you got me running all night long. You got me singing some canal boat song. River Road, you got me running all night long.
You know what? I just realized the video didn't cover the banner. That's so funny. Well, everybody, welcome to another episode of Niner Nuts. Indiana Dan here with Mr. Easy E. No James again today, feeling a little under the weather. Fingers crossed he'll be back for our Tuesday recap. But in the meantime, we still have a parlay as we do every single Friday. It's kind of our half parlay, half week preview. We do this every single week. And obviously, notice the banner that I thought our intro was going to cover, but did not. Don't take us seriously. Follow your state guidelines for rules, regulations, and whatnot, and call 1-800-GAMBLER if you have a problem. We are not sponsored by DraftKings. We just use them for our own mischievous use of the parlay. We are not sponsored by them in any way. So legal stuff out of the way, whether we actually have to do that or not. We have a lot to go through. No, it's a strictly money line ticket this week. We didn't dive too deep into trying to get anything else in there. So we're just going straight money line this week. And the very first one is the Carolina Panthers against the Saints. This one I have a great feeling about. The Panthers. I don't know. Maybe we need to talk to an actual Panthers beat reporter. Something's going on with them. They're right behind the Bucs. They might give the Bucs a run for their money for the South. I don't know if that says more about the South or the Panthers, but they are hosting the Saints. It is an interdivision game, so can't assume it'll be a blowout. Plus with the Panthers, they've been a little spotty, but they have a winning record, and the Saints are just slowly spinning down the toilet. So in my estimation, this is a really easy pick that the Panthers should win this. What do you think?
I would agree with your sentiment there. I mean, the Panthers have shown themselves to be pretty good over the last 8-9 weeks. They've shown themselves that they can win close games. They can blow people out too, like they did the Bears that 1 week. So I mean, they're a feisty team. They've got some good pieces and parts down there. The Saints just don't have anything. I mean, they're just hapless right now. And I mean, it is an interdivision game, so I mean, that does give me some cause for concern that the Saints could just rise up this week and have some sort of miracle happen. But they did. Yeah, exactly. They traded away one of their best receivers this past week. So, I mean, they get even less firepower than they did before. So, I just don't see – and they're still rocking with the rookie quarterback down there, Tyler Schlack or whatever his name is.
I still have no idea how to pronounce his name right.
Yeah. So, I mean, I just don't think that this is going to be a win for the Saints. It should be a comfortable win for the Panthers.
I can't remember if they were playing the Saints before or the Falcons. Do you remember last year there was a Carolina game? Not that this year is going to have terrible weather during this specific game, but this just hit me the last time that I cared to really focus on a Panthers game in Carolina. It was during some horrific weather and the cameras were deliberately staged to be a little upward and facing down so it didn't see how empty the bowl of the stadium was.
Yeah, we could get tickets to that game for $9, I think it was.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that just hit me. I'm sure the weather's going to be fine there tomorrow, but fun little memory I had.
Yep.
Next is the 9:30 game in Berlin. It's not the final game across the pond, but I can't remember what the last one actually is, but regardless, the Falcons are going to the Colts, quote unquote. The Colts are technically the home team in this, and I won't waste too much time on this. You all know my feelings on it. I was just very flabbergasted and very, very surprised that the Steelers showed up and did what they did to the Colts. But even though the Falcons did give the Patriots a run for their money, let's not forget they only lost. They didn't force overtime because they missed an extra point, and they did give the Patriots some hell. That defense did. But I think on a neutral turf, I think the Colts are going to have a nice little bounce back game. I can't see the Colts defense not being a big handful for a pretty still badly injured Michael Penix, because he's still dealing with that the knee or leg bruise. He's still dealing with that. So I don't know. I have a really good feeling that this will be a nice bounce back game for the Colts, especially after the high they're going to be on getting Sauce Gardner at the trade deadline. Mooney's not back yet. He's still in concussion, or he's still on IR for his concussion. But dude, shout out to this GM for finally having a really good free agency, finally wheeling and dealing and it paying off. This is what happens when you don't just sit on your money. Or when you leave for 8 years, however you want to look at it. But no, Ballard's made a awesome roster this year. That defense, when Mooney's healthy, it'll be Mooney, Moore, and Sauce as the corners, and then Bynum's in the back. That defensive line stacked, led by DeForest Buckner. Jair Franklin's an awesome middle linebacker. That defense should be a lot for the Falcons, and I don't know. It'll be red alert in Indy if the Falcons pull an upset on this, and I say upset because the Colts are favored at minus 305. So, Insane, what do you think about this?
The Colts are a really good team this year, and I don't see them losing 2 in a row, especially against the Falcons. I think the Pittsburgh game was a bit of a fluke. I mean, they had like 6 turnovers in that game.
3 picks, 2 fumbles. It was bad.
Yeah, I mean, like that's not going to happen on a regular basis. And the Falcons are a team that generates a ton of turnovers anyways. So, I mean, Jonathan Taylor will get going in this game, and he'll run all over the Falcons because the Falcons don't have a very good run defense. And, your point about Penix still being injured is valid. So I think the Colts can get to him and put pressure on him. And he doesn't throw well under pressure either. So I just don't see the Colts the Patriots are good. Don't get me wrong. But, the Colts are kind of in a tier above the Patriots this year.
I think that's fair.
Yeah. So, I think that the Falcons, almost beating the Patriots is good for them. But, coming up and beating the Colts next is a whole different level, I think.
And so an international, not international waters. It's a neutral site on a 12-hour flight away.
Yeah. So, I just don't think that the Falcons are going to have what it takes to come up and beat the Colts in this game. And I'm pretty comfortable picking the Colts here in this one. So,
if I wake up early, really, I won't miss that much of the game. I usually wake up at 10. If I wake up and see the Falcons causing 6 turnovers, I'm going to eat my hat. I'm going to be so mad. I've talked so much crap, like with the Colts being so good up to this Pittsburgh game. I've had to kind of mellow out a little bit. I'm going to be so mad if the Falcons pull an upset on them.
Yeah, I don't think that the Falcons will. Now, history would say, though, the second that I bet against the Falcons come out and put up 45 points on somebody.
I know. They have a great team on paper. It's just not – I'll stick up for that defense. That Falcons defense, last I saw, was the second in the league, overall. So, they have a good defense. The offense is just not complimenting them in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, they're very
unless Bijan gets rolling.
They're just very inconsistent. So it's the whole thing with them is you bet on them one week and then they stink, and then you don't bet on them the next week and then they look like world beaters, and you're just like, oh, okay, well then I'll bet on them again, and then they stink again. It's just terrible. So
yeah, for sure.
So since they played well against the Patriots last week, I would assume they're going to come out and lay an egg against the Colts.
Fingers crossed. I do genuinely think so too. If I put on the gambler hat, but no, just the super fan of me that they better. Next game, the Giants are going to the Windy City to face the Bears. The Giants are, speaking of tailspins, they are in a bit of a tailspin themselves since losing Scadaboo. They're just, I feel very bad for Giants fans. Like I have more, I don't know, I have more genuine heartbreak for the Giants because like when you compare them to like the Jets, like the Jets are just like laughably bad now. They just traded, they tried to trade their whole roster and they only traded about half of it, but the Giants they just keep getting tripped and kicked and like the worst luck imaginable. So I feel genuinely bad for them because that roster at the start of the year looked pretty damn good. And then hey, look who might actually be on the upswing. Look who might actually be on the upswing in the Bears. If they want to keep this hype train going, getting an easy win at home against the Giants will do it. And honestly, I think that'll happen. The Bears are just, they are too talented to let this game slip from their hands, and I don't think it will. I think they'll actually get it. I think they will get it done.
Well, I mean, if this Bears team wants to be considered for any sort of, we said this last week about, teams wanting to be considered for any sort of postseason success. I think we were talking about the Jags when we talked about them last week. If this Bears team wants to be considered for any sort of postseason success, this is a game that they have to win. They have to beat the Giants. They can't lose to the Giants and be considered, any sort of a playoff team and, be taken seriously in that regard. So
you're at home. You're at home.
Yeah, they have to win. They have to beat the Giants. Now, I mean, the Giants are not great by any stretch of the imagination, but I mean, the Giants defense is still pretty decent. Up front anyways. And, I could see that could possibly give the Bears problems. And sometimes the Bears just don't. Sometimes the Bears play to the standards of the team that they're playing, it seems like to me. And
the Mike Tomlin effect.
Yeah. Yeah, and that could be a real problem for them in this game, because if you let the Giants hang around, the Giants can beat you. Because Dart is capable of making some magic happen. So
watch that Broncos tape very, very carefully.
Yeah. So this was one of the games that gave me a little bit of concern on the ticket, actually. But I think that the Bears will pull this out. But I'll be watching the score pretty closely.
I think this one, I understand where you're coming from. I have that sentiment about our next game, honestly. But
yes.
Yeah, the Texans and the Jags at the Texans. The Texans, Jesus, is this the third home game in a row for Houston? Because us, Broncos, and then Jacksonville. Yeah. So they're at home, and it's an interdivision game. I can't gauge what the Jaguars are going to be, because they laid an egg against the Rams, and they damn near blew it against the Raiders. I only watched highlights after the fact because it looked like such a snooze fest for 3 quarters, and then just went off for like 30 combined points, or like almost 40 combined points, went into overtime, and they only lost because of a fluky batted 2-point conversion pass.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. And the Texans are going to be without Stroud, so it's going to be General Mills. But
I forgot about that. I wouldn't have bet this game if I remembered that.
I wouldn't blame you if he redid this and took it out. But but yeah, no, maybe it's not General Mills. Who else do they have?
That's David Mills is the quarterback.
Okay, I thought they had a different backup beside. I knew they had Mills, but I thought he was third string.
Are we sure Stroud is out still?
Yeah, I saw Stroud is out because he's in concussion protocol, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, no, it's a divisional game. The Jaguars have lost a lot of their muster, but now CJ is also out. So
Jaguars have no receivers though either.
Well, no, they just traded for Jacoby Myers, but this will be his first game in a Jags uniform. So
yeah,
take that with a grain of salt. How integrated into the offense will he actually be at this point? And yeah, they don't have Hunter. Hunter went to IR with a knee injury. So I think the Texans being at home gives them a massive advantage because that defense is pretty legit, and they almost beat the Broncos. So I don't know. If the Jaguars want to have a shot at the Colts, they have to win this game. But excuse me, since it's on our ticket, and like sincerely, I'm not trying to talk myself into it. Like, I get the heebie-jeebies with this. Like, I won't feel dumb if the Jaguars pull this off, just because the South is weird. But at face value right now, I agree. I think the Texans will end up pulling this off. You're not convinced?
I'm way less convinced now that...
Dude, the Jags are bad. I don't know what happened to them, but they are bad now. They have free fallen from the team that picked us off 3 times.
Yeah. The Texans aren't good either.
Texans went toe-to-toe with Denver last week. But that was with CJ. And yes, they are going to General Mills, but CJ went toe-to-toe against Bo Nix, and yeah, the Broncos pulled it off in their 6th win in a row, but they gave him hell. They made him win it.
Yeah, that's true. Their defense is really good.
And they're at home.
Home defense.
And General Mills is not... I don't think General Mills is that far a drop. It's a drop-off, but I don't think his floor is that bad.
No, probably not. You're really trying to convince me on this game.
Well, I'm not trying to because it's on the ticket. I didn't sincerely I think on paper with just how bad the Jaguars have played the last 2 weeks, and they're on the road. Yes, it's against a division opponent, but they're in Houston. If the Jags show up as bad as they looked against the Raiders, and definitely as bad as they did against the Rams, then no, Houston shouldn't have a problem with this. That defense ought to keep Trevor off the field, and then they'll win just by being on the field more on offense.
Yeah.
Why are you looking at Mr. Statistician?
I was trying to see when the Jags last won in Houston.
Oh, that's a good question. The only Jaguars trivia I have in a head-to-head is against the Colts, because the Colts have lost in Jacksonville, I think, the last 8, if not 9 times. The Colts just don't win in Florida for some reason.
Yeah, there is something weird like that. The Jags last won in Houston in 2023.
Okay, so just 2 years ago.
Yeah. But overall, Houston leads the series 31-16. Oh, jeez.
Houston has it figured out against them, apparently.
All right, fine.
There is a little, I understand a little heebie-jeebie with this one, though.
There's a lot of heebie-jeebie with this one.
I'm dumb. It's been right in front of me the whole time. Jacksonville is actually a favorite.
Yeah.
Which is weird. Houston was favored against Denver and San Francisco.
Yeah.
How?
Because Stroud's not in, I'm guessing.
Oh, that's okay. That might be why. Vegas being very down on General Mills.
All right, that's fine. I guess my analysis is I guess Houston's going to win.
I mean, if we call an audible, we can further debate. We need to cover, I forget how many more games we have on here. Yeah, we got 4 more games we need to cover real quick. So pending on this one, viewers. The Lions are going to Washington, the very, very battered Washington. Oh my God. I don't know there's nothing really to say about this game. The last time the Commanders played, they lost Jaden Daniels and Lattimore, who honestly wasn't that good to begin with. He's definitely kind of washed now. And then it's 50-50 with Terry, if Scary Terry's going to play, because his injury won't go away.
He's not playing.
And then McCaffrey. They lost their McCaffrey.
Yep.
How's this not going to be a Lions blowout? The Commanders' defense sometimes punches above their weight class, but not really. I don't see it happening against this Detroit offense.
The Commanders have just been beat up by injuries all season long, and
Mariota's pretty bad.
Mariota's not great, and they haven't really been able to put things together like they did last year. I mean, they've kind of proven that last year was a bit more of a fluke than a true thing. So, you know, a lot of people were on the Jaden Daniels hype train coming into this season, talking about he was a top 5 quarterback of the league and everything like that. And, you know, what's he done this year? He hasn't done much of anything because he's been hurt all year. The Commanders, just like you said, they're missing McLaurin, they're missing McCaffrey, obviously missing Daniels. So, I mean, I don't know how
they lost Eckler back in week 3.
Yeah. So, I mean, I just don't know how they're supposed to generate any offense to keep up with this Lions team. Hutchinson's going to eat Mariota for lunch on sack terms. So, this is probably going to be a pretty huge blowout that most of America is going to get to watch and see. So, good for them. It's America's game of the week on Fox. Yay. But
not the Brady game, though.
Yeah, not the Brady game. Yeah. So, this is a pretty easy win for the Lions here. I can't see a world where the Lions give up this game. I mean, that would be a really big upset if that happened.
Oh, for sure. A minus 470 upset. No, it's funny. The map, basically the East Coast and the Midwest get this game, and then everybody else gets the Niners and the Rams, which is the Tom Brady game, which is kind of funny.
Yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and move on. 3 more games to cover. Buffalo at Miami. Miami held up pretty good against Buffalo last time, but after the trade deadline and Buffalo getting to rebound a little bit, I don't see that happening this time around. And neither does Vegas, clearly. The Dolphins just are kind of playing for pride right now, and this game won't be as generous to the Dolphins as it was last time. I think Buffalo's just going to steamroll them.
Yeah, I mean, this Dolphins team has just lost all the heart that they had since. I mean, that was like week 3 that they played the Bills, and they still had a little bit of fight in them, a little bit of heart to them back then, where they thought they were going to be able to be scrappy and keep up with things. I think they still had Tyreek at that point in time too. So I mean, they were able to do some things that they can't just do now. And this team has lost a lot of its heart, it's lost a lot of its drive. I mean, they're just playing out the season at this point in time. I don't see that the Bills are going to lose this game. I would assume that the Bills are going to walk away from this pretty handily, probably like 35-14, 35-17, something like that.
Mm-hmm. It'll be a Bills Mafia massacre in Miami.
I would say so. Lots of broken tables in Miami.
Yes. All right. The next game breaks my heart a little bit. Breaks my heart a little bit, but the Patriots coming into Tampa Bay. I mean, I love me some Baker, but the Patriots, I would not be surprised either. I would not be surprised if these are 2 MVP candidates going against each other, and Drake May having getting a real statement win out of this. I don't know. This might be the time when the Bucks this is the time for the Bucks for the rubber to meet the road and see if they can really keep up with having as terrible an injury luck as we have. I hate saying it because I love Baker, but yeah, I think the Patriots are going to be able to stay ahead of the Bucks this time. As much as it pains me to say that, the Bucks might not be able to keep up with them.
Yeah, the Bucks are just too hurt right now. I mean, they're just missing too many people. They're down their 2 top receivers. I don't think Godwin's playing this week.
No.
So I mean, they're missing that, and then obviously Evans is out for whoever knows how long, and then that just leaves Mbuka as the top threat, which is not a bad thing by any stretch of the imagination, but it limits what you can do offensively a little bit. And like you mentioned earlier, it's a game of 2 MVP level candidate quarterbacks right now. It's going to be a big battle to see who's going to come out on top. I think Baker's been rolling all season long. He has the benefit of coming out off the bye week, which is good for him. But Vrabel has got those Patriots coached up and playing well and playing hot and playing hard. And I just think that they're going to come in to Tampa and they're going to steal one. I think they're going to come in and be able to beat Buccaneers on both sides of the ball. And it's going to be a close game. But I think that Drake May has more of his weapons. And I think they're just going to come out. I think they're just going to find a way to win and just battle a little bit harder than the Buccaneers are capable of with their injury situation right now.
Yeah. No, the Bucs are just not in. They're just not in a good spot, and it sucks. Like I agree. Baker will keep it close. Baker has not been blown out yet, but yeah, it just kills me to say that. Just let me shed a little tear.
Well, and on the sneak side, I think that I think that the good AFC teams are better than the good NFC teams right now.
I'm just sitting and digesting that. I would agree with that.
So
I think so. The AFC definitely looks a little better. I'll agree. Let's move on to our last game, the Eagles at the Packers. This one, James, no duh. James really pushed this one. I had to sit and think about this one when I was looking at all the games earlier. Like, I won't lie. Like, I kind of wanted to avoid this game, but I mean, the Eagles are that team that should be putting up better numbers than they are. And they're getting better. Like, they definitely are getting better. And this is definitely a time to make a statement. And I think they can. I think they can with this team. I could see the Packers letting this one slip away from them going against the reigning champs. But I just, for full disclosure, I am a little scared of this game. I have a little bit of heebie-jeebies in this game, but I could be and clearly was talked into the Eagles pulling this one out, even though it's at Green Bay. What do you think about this one?
You know what? I actually feel pretty good about this game. I think the Eagles are a really good team. I'm not convinced that the Packers are. They've got some weird losses, and they got a loss to the Browns. They got a loss to the Panthers. They've got that weird tie to the Cowboys. Their wins against some people haven't been as convincing as I would think they would be. Like, they beat the Commanders 27-18. They beat the Bengals 27-18. They beat the Cardinals 27-23.
They threw a beat down on the Steelers.
They did, but I mean,
there was a lot of intangible emotion to that game, though.
Yeah, and I'm not really 100% convinced that the Steelers are any good either.
Fair.
So I'm just not sure that the Packers are really any good. They're very inconsistent from week to week. They seem to be playing to the level of their competition. Now, in this game, that would make for a good game because they're going to play up to the level of the Eagles. But I think if you're going to play up to the level of the Eagles competition, I don't know that they have the horses to do that. I think that the Eagles have a much better roster all around. And I think that they can hang with just about anybody in the NFL. So, I mean, I would take the Eagles in that scenario, and that's why we're taking the Eagles in this scenario. So, I think the Eagles can win this game. I think the Eagles will win this game. And if James were here, I'm sure he would give a lot more in-depth analysis as to why the Eagles would beat the Packers. But I just think that the Eagles have the roster and the studs to come out and beat them. They're coming off of a bye week as well. So that's
I didn't even think about that. That's right.
So that's always going to be a benefit in their favor. They've got the long bye week because they had bye week plus the Monday night game. So I think all the things are kind of stacked up in their favor. They made a little move at the deadline to get the guy from Miami to add to their defensive line. And so,
where the hell did that come from?
Right. So I just think
great pickup.
Yeah, I just think that the Eagles are really set and clicking. And I mean, if I look back on them, their two losses to the Broncos, that's a good loss. And they lost to the Giants.
That was a fluky game.
Yeah, a bad loss, but I mean, that's one of those interdivision losses that kind of just happens. But I mean, they've got some quality wins on their schedule. They beat the Chiefs, they beat the Rams, they beat the Bucks. So I mean, they've got some quality wins on their schedule. So I just think that they're a better team. So I think it's going to be a good win for them. It'll be a close game, but a good win.
See, I needed this talking into, like, reminding me that the Packers have had embarrassing losses, and the Eagles have had very, very convincing wins. Like, just because it's not as showy as it was before. Like,
yeah,
I at face value, gut reaction. Clearly, my gut needed some calibration. Like, it's on Monday night primetime too, so I mean, everybody's gonna be jazzed up. But I agree at face value. I keep saying that the Eagles are a more talented team on paper, and they should beat the Packers. I don't know. I needed that convincing, and I'm growing more. I have more confidence now after what you've said, because those are some good points.
Well, you got to take a little bit of a risk gambling too, or you don't make any money. So,
yeah, very true. Very true. Same with like Houston.
Yeah, like Houston. So I'm going to leave it on the ticket,
even though you didn't know about CJ.
But if that game is 30-0 Jacksonville by the end of the half, I'm going to be texting you guys and telling you that I was mad that this thing is on the ticket.
That'd be fair. That'd be fair. Here we go. Now that we've gotten through the ticket, that means it's time to give our shout out to our sponsor, Royal Retros. What is Royal Retros? It is your go-to place to get yourself an authentic throwback jersey, whether it's football, basketball, baseball, any of the major sports. They got you covered. And check out that candlestick collection. It is curated with the Bay Area in mind. They got Giants gear. They got 49ers gear. When you find something you like, use the promo code Shady Sports, and you will get 10% off of your order. Not just special items, not just select things. Everything that's in your cart, 10% off when you use the promo code Shady Sports. It helps us out. It helps out every one of the shows here on the Shady Sports Network. Shout out to Sam for hooking us up and hooking you up with this awesome promo code. Again, it is Shady Sports when you check out at royalretros.com to get 10% off of your entire order. royalretros.com. Go get yourself an authentic throwback jersey today. We are also selling our own t-shirts. Where is that banner? We're selling our own t-shirts. If you've heard this before, we were inspired by Mr. Snyder and his misconduct as an owner to want to hold all owners to the same, if not better, standards as players are held to. That's why we started this hashtag owner accountability and the owner standards over player standards as well. There you see on the screen. And to put our money where our mouth is, we are selling shirts, but we're not just selling shirts. All the proceeds from these shirts are going to Mountain Comprehensive Care Center. It's an awesome center in Kentucky. Go back to one of our earlier episodes. We had a wonderful guest from Mountain Comprehensive Care Center. It is a great women's shelter in Kentucky. And these shirts we will give the proceeds to them. This one is our hashtag shirt. It has owner standards over player standards, hashtag owner accountability on it. This shirt and all the shirts that we are selling are made to order. Some of them have color variation, but you pick your style, the t-shirt, long sleeve, a hoodie, a crew neck, and then you pick your size, and it's made to order. Pricing starting at $22.99, and just goes up from there depending on what you like. The next shirt, this is our podcast cover art. You see this on all the podcasting platforms. You see it on our YouTube channel. If you watch us instead of listen to us, again, just pick your style, pick your size, and it's made to order. Ships right to you. Pricing starting at $22.99. The next shirt, I love this in red personally. I would not recommend the other colors, especially the blue, but it's an option that's there. It's got the goalposts and the peanuts. It's a very, very nice shirt. James rocks it when he's here on camera every now and then. Made to order. Ship right to you if you like this style. And then our last shirt is our alternate identity, to borrow from the from minor league baseball. It's our peanut eating a bowl of peanuts with his Niners hat on and patiently waiting for our next game, which is going to be at 4:30 on Fox. But again, all of these shirts, all the proceeds from these shirts will be going to Mountain Comprehensive Care Center, the women's shelter in Kentucky. The link to the Bonfire store and for more information on Mountain Comprehensive Care Center themselves are in the show notes below. So with that, we have enough time to have a little a deep breath, a little bit of prayer that we can hold our own against the Rams, because this is not. I said it a little bit, and I'll just reiterate it here. I'm always wrong that the Rams games are always blowout. The Rams games turn into blowouts unless we have blown them out, but they very, very rarely blow us out. We tend to always hold our own against them, and I'm trying to remind myself that every single day. But this does not feel like it's going to be. It didn't feel like we were going to win the last time either. But to be fair, I don't know. Just the Rams seem hot right now, and we seem like we're still barely holding on with Scotch tape. So if you have the injury report up there, Purdy was limited. It sure, until I see the bold words, Brock Purdy is starting. I'm just assuming Mac is starting more or less the rest of the year at this rate.
Let's see.
Ricky's not going to play today. Again.
Ricky was a DNP again. Let's see. Tatum Bethune was a limited participant today. That's not good. Brendel was a limited participant today. Excuse me. Alfred Collins was a DNP today. Kalia Davis was a limited participant today. Huff was a DNP or a limited participant today. Juwan was full today. Mac was full today. Christian was full today. I said Ricky was a DNP. Keon White was a limited participant today.
Of course he was. We just traded for him.
Right, yeah. Trent was full today. D. Winters was a DNP today. That's not good because he went from limited yesterday to DNP today.
Oh, that's fun. Listeners, we tape on Thursdays, so unless you listen to this right when it drops, you might have, a little bit more info than we have, but just going off of what we're seeing right now, that's not good. I mean, a limited participant doesn't mean that they're not going to play, especially with how thin we are, but the DNPs obviously are a massive, crap. That's not good.
Yep.
So D getting that is not good.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fun. Do you have thoughts on what are you expecting with the Rams game?
I'm expecting it'll probably go. I'm expecting it to go fairly similar to how last game went, except for the Niners aren't going to jump out to that hot start. If you remember the last time they jumped out to a 14-0 hot start, and that really benefited them and kind of gave them that sort of a kickstart to get things going and be able to ride out the Rams rally there towards the end. I just don't think that's going to happen this time. I think it's going to just be more of a back and forth kind of a grudge match kind of thing, and more of a battle. And I think the Rams are going to come out on the better half of that battle more often this time, unfortunately. Because I just don't think we can come up to that same hot start. I just don't think that's going to be. I just don't think it's going to be possible. I think the Rams are going to be more ready for that. I think the Rams are going to be more prepared. I don't think Kyle's going to be able to push the same buttons that he pushed last time to make that happen. So I don't think we're going to be able to spot ourselves at 14-point lead like we did last time and kind of ride that through. So I think the game will flow very similarly to last time, where the Rams just kind of marched up and down the field and kind of did what they want with the ball, and we sort of held them to a field goal or gave up a touchdown or, whatever. But, and we kind of marched the ball down on them at times too, and then kicked field goals. But without having that 14-point cushion, I don't think it's going to be as good of an outcome this time. So I think it's probably going to be something like Rams 27. I'll go Niners 17, right? Put us on that stupid 17 number that we always get stuck on, right? So I think it's going to be something like that where, and it's not even going to probably feel quite as close as a 10-point game kind of does. It'll feel like the Rams were in control the whole time, and the Niners were kind of like plucking away and were, annoying in the game, I think.
That sounds like our MO. Like if we end up losing a game, we're usually like still trying and then we throw a pick. And then we try and then we fumble. Or we try and then it's a 3-and-out.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, I think we'll be annoying in the game. I just don't think that they're gonna have it just enough to get through. So, maybe I'm wrong, and maybe the offense will generate more against the Rams defense than I think that they will. But the Rams defense is the number one defense in the NFL now.
Oh wow, I didn't see that.
Yeah. So I mean, what do you expect to have happen after that? So if they can keep Mac clean, if they can keep Mac upright and give him time to make plays, then maybe we're talking a different story here, because he's shown that he can make plays and make throws when he has the time. And if you give him time to do that, he's shown he's very capable of making the right reads and getting the ball to open receivers. I mean, there's no doubt about that. And Kyle will get him open receivers. But it's just whether or not we can keep him from having to run around back there. Well, stagger around back there and, give him a clean pocket to throw out of. So just remains to be seen. But I just don't think we're going to be able to get any pressure on Stafford, and Stafford is just going to pick us apart like a surgeon, unfortunately, which is not an indictment on our defensive backs at all, because I mean, you can only cover somebody for so long, right? You can't cover them for 4 or 5 seconds every play. I mean, it's not possible.
This is a veteran that knows every defense. He's got a plethora of weapons. Like he's good enough to make anybody. He could, in theory, make bad receivers good. But when he's got even a hurt Puka, Devontae's right behind him, and then Tutu Atwell's very good. And then it doesn't matter that they're scrubs behind him. Like Stafford stands up long enough, someone's going to get open, and he's going to hit him with a dart. Like it just, we've seen the song and dance since he got traded there in 21. Like,
yeah. I mean, you got to remember. I mean, Puka and Devontae are 2 elite receivers. So I mean, those guys are able to get open. So I mean, I think you're going to see a lot of, defensive holding, or illegal hands penalties. I think you're going to see a lot of those as defenders scramble around and try to keep up with those 2 guys as they're making them run around while our defensive line is floundering, trying to get to Stafford.
trying desperately.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think they're going to get a lot of holding and penalties like that, just because they're trying to keep up and trying to not let guys get away. So, I don't have much optimism for this game. It's just the reality of what it is. I think it's one of the harder games left on our schedule.
No, it does get easier after that. And I agree with you. We're going to have to earn this. I'm not that optimistic. We're going to have to earn it. And I don't know. We'll see. We're at home, so that helps.
Yeah. I mean, it's a winnable game. I mean, it's not that we can't win the game. I mean, we can definitely win the game.
We've been wrong more times than not, or I'll speak for myself. I've been wrong more times than not, because our win-loss against the Rams over the past, we'll say since 2020, we still have way more. It's very favored to us.
Yeah.
We've won. Oh God, it wasn't even that long ago that we had a 10-game win streak against them, minus the NFC Championship.
Yeah. So I mean, it's still a winnable game for us. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that there's no chance that we're going to, like last year, like when we played the Bills or whatever in the snow, whatever. I was like,
oh yeah.
Remember, I bet that line up just as far as I could go, because I was like, there's no way that we're going to win this game. There's no shot.
Yeah. We seem to be the Rams kryptonite. I'm sure you've noticed, it seems like inner divisions, sometimes somebody is a kryptonite. Some Colts going to Jacksonville, like I mentioned earlier. The Colts can't beat the damn Jags in Jacksonville. I don't know why. They just can't.
Yeah.
And there's just some teams that are kryptonites. And more times than not, we've been the Rams kryptonite for some reason. I'm very happy. I can't explain it, though.
No, I can't either. We struggle to beat the Cardinals. I mean...
Yeah, they were our kryptonite for a while there, too. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really make any sense, but there's been multiple times where we've lost games with the Cardinals, and I'm just like, why are we losing to the Cardinals? This doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
So,
no, for sure. There's plenty of games where we were overall like a 10-win team, but two of our losses were the Cardinals. It's like how the F do we not like beat these guys?
uh-huh.
How do they have our number?
Yep. Yep. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, there's a world in which we win this game. And I mean, it's the problem is that the margin for error is just very slim, right? I mean, we can't mess up a lot of things. We have to be very precise. We've got to get points on almost every drive.
Can't lose the turnover battle. Can't lose the time of possession battle.
Yeah, especially can't lose the time of possession battle because we've got to keep them off the field as much as possible. And, we've got to be able to run the ball, and we have to be able to run the ball effectively. And we have to get points when we're down in the red zone. We have to be able to get touchdowns when we're down there. We can't settle for field goals all the time. And just all the little things that go into, the game of football that, I mean, anybody who listens to our podcasts probably knows and everything like that. But I mean, it's just all those little things are going to really be important this week in a game of this magnitude because you can't give the Rams any sort of an extra edge.
Yeah. Like, no, you can't. You can't. This is Sean McVay has a very well-oiled machine in LA that we've figured it out a handful of times, but yeah, right now with these variables that we have, there is no room for error. We cannot play a sloppy game against them because they will take advantage. It's kind of like how I've said that the Chiefs are the first half of the game, they're like a Madden 80, 85, but then by the time we get to the fourth quarter, the Chiefs are 99s across the board. That's the same with the Rams. The Rams are a 99 in the fourth quarter team. Stafford lives for moments like that where he can get a game-winning drive. He's unstoppable in the fourth quarter unless you have at least a 7-point lead on him.
Yeah.
And even then it might need to be a 10 or a 14, really.
Yeah, he's really good with the back against the wall kind of thing. So I mean, yeah, it's tough, but the Niners defense is going to have to make some big stops. They're going to have to make some key plays. They're going to have to get some key stops. Maybe not necessarily a forced fumble recovery at the 1 yard line like they did last time or anything like that. But I mean, they're going to have to make.
If it cannot be that traumatic an ending again.
Right. Yeah. But I mean, they're going to have to make plays. They're going to have to shut guys down on third down. They're going to have to make key first down stops. They're going to have to, they're not going to be able to get away with letting the Rams get 6 and 7 yards on first down every time. Right. That just can't happen. Right. So they're going to have to hold the Rams to 1 yard or a 2 yard gain on first down, set them up for second and long, and then force them into a third and long, and then stop them on third and long.
Yeah.
And when the ball's coming to Puka Nacua, you're gonna have to know that it's coming to him. You're gonna have to stop him anyways, and all those kinds of things. So there's just a lot of work for the team and a lot of work to be done defensively. But I mean, they can do it. I know they can. It's just that sometimes what you can and what you are able to do are two different things. So
right. No, it's the easy schedule still overall, but yeah, hopefully, I don't know. I'm always proven wrong. So maybe if I still just assume that the Rams are just going to come in and just punch us in the mouth, I'll be surprised and very happy on Monday. I don't, because that seems to happen a lot, but
I would love for you to be wrong, Dan.
I would too. I would very much like to be very happy and why do I worry about the Rams? That's happened a lot. I think with that, I think that is all we got for this episode, y'all. That's our picks. We've said our little prayer to hopefully beat the Rams. Is there any actual last second breaking news?
Antonio Brown was arrested in Dubai.
Oh.
And extradited back to the U.S.
Oh, wow.
Because he shot somebody a couple months ago.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that. It was in Miami. Yeah.
Yeah. He fled to Dubai. Unfortunately, that one Cowboys player passed away, Nealand. He died earlier today.
Oh, so God, that story just... that broke my heart. I'm not going to recite all the details, but did you see the whole, do you know everything that happened?
Oh no, but I'll read about it though.
It's if you need help, ask for help. I'll say that. My heart's broken for the Cowboys, like, and obviously all that guy's family. Like, it's tragic. That's a very, very sad story this morning.
Yeah. That's really it. So it's 0-0 currently between the Broncos and the Raiders.
Nice. Very nice. Yeah. Before we go, wonder why we didn't have anything to talk about at the trade deadline. So we didn't do anything. There's nothing. I'm not going to hold it against John, though.
No.
If he didn't see a deal, I trust that he knows. Like, he's been our G. We've seen some wild stuff that he's done, and if there wasn't something worth it to him, then I trust him personally. Like, but
there wasn't any point in overpaying for somebody that was out there, right? So I mean, like, from what I heard is that all the offers that they kind of put out there, everybody wanted a king's ransom for everyone that was offered, and they weren't willing to put up those kind of picks and that kind of capital to get something back. So they just let them walk away. And
we are the ones that say Jimmy Garoppolo is worth a first-round pick. You don't tell us that that Chubb is worth a second-round pick, or Johnson, whichever.
So
we're the ones strong holding the trades, not you.
That's right. So, but no, I mean, I would have liked to have seen something be done just because the defense needs help. But at the same time, I don't want to mortgage the entire future just for that, because unless you were going to get somebody who was absolutely, I'll say transcendent, but that's not really like the right word that I'm looking for. But like, unless you were going to get like a Trey Hendrickson or somebody who was like an absolute superstar at that level, this team's probably not winning the Super Bowl anyways.
Yeah.
So why mortgage some draft picks and capital from the future when you look to have a really good core and a really good foundation that you're building on right now? I mean, talk about all the injuries that we have and everything that's gone bad this season. But what's been good is that's shown up is that the rookies and everybody in the second year players that they've asked to play in these spots have all played and have, generally speaking, played very well.
Yeah, Bernardo Green is awesome. Winters has been great. Pinnock, all the safeties have had moments. Like, all the safeties have had moments, and they're all stupid young. Green, or I already said Green's amazing. Like,
Stout's been great.
Ricky's been worth it when he's on the field. John and Kyle have an incredible eye for drafting, especially the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, so I'd much rather take, the extra 2 or 3 draft picks that we were going to potentially trade away for somebody and take those into next season and build on top of what we have this season with the roster that we have, because our core isn't going to change much next year either, except maybe Trent retires. Maybe, I don't know. I think he's still got another 30 mil left on that deal, and Big Trent ain't leaving 30 mil behind. I'll stand by that until the day I die.
Yeah.
That man is not leaving money on the table.
Of the big boy contracts, I agree. Trent's the one that is most likely to disappear, if he even does. None of the rest of the big boy contracts are going anywhere.
He has his own private plane. He ain't going anywhere.
Yeah, Christian's not, Fred's not, George isn't, Demo isn't. I can't remember our other. Purdy's obviously not. Brandon's not. That's all. And then Nick's not. That's all our big boy contracts.
Yeah. So I mean, like, they're all coming back, right? So I mean, like, essentially next year you're basically saying, hey, let's run it back with this same core that's now had a year of playing under their belt. So all these rookies and all these second year players that we asked to get up to speed and take on all this additional responsibility. Well, now they're up to speed, and now they've taken on that additional responsibility. Now they're ready to play. Now they're ready to be what we need them to be. And now maybe we've gone and we've signed a free agent, or maybe we've gone and plucked another draft pick from somewhere, or, whatever, and filled a hole, in a couple of places. But I don't think that giving up, a first and a third and a whatever for, somebody was really going to be that big of a difference maker because, like I said, I mean, unless you're going to go out and get the biggest and the baddest guy out there, even still, I don't think that this team makes it to the Super Bowl. I hate saying that, but I just don't think that they're going to get there.
Is the draft capital we're losing for the future worth the instant gratification of a team that, like you said, I agree, like, never say never, but is it likely? No.
Right.
Is the draft capital worth any of these people that we're definitely just going to be short term? Like, because we definitely would either have to sign them to a big contract or restructure their current big contract. Like, no, losing the draft capital for the guys that were out there. I trust John. Looking at it after the fact, it looks like we made a safe call. We're gonna ride the season wherever it goes. If we make the playoffs, cool. I'd be shocked if we made the Super Bowl with our roster the way it is, but like we're still very competitive and we're still very much in it to win the division. So,
well, the NFC is, I mean, like we talked a little bit about before, I kind of dropped that little bit of a hint, but I mean, like the NFC isn't great right now.
Nope.
So, I mean, like there's a path for us to get to the Super Bowl. Don't get me wrong. There's a path for us to get there. It takes a lot of offense and a very opportunistic defense and still good special teams for us to get there. But we can get there. It's possible because there's nobody in the NFC that is really dominating and taking people out on a week-to-week basis like we have seen in previous seasons right now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it is possible to get there still. There's nobody that I would play on a week-to-week basis that I would be like, oh, well, we're going to just get blown out against them. I mean, like, I would go into a game like we're going into this week and say, well, you know, everything's going to have to go right, and we're going to have to really play a pretty perfect game for us to win. Don't get me wrong, but
it's not going to be a 30-point blowout.
No, I think that we can still win. It's just that we have to do everything right. But until somebody in the NFC steps up and starts dominating people and starts taking people out, then, I mean, it's a wide open race, in my opinion. I mean, the best team in the league has 7 wins. We got 6.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Wise words I think that's a perfect last thought to carry us through the weekend. This has been a good one. We'll be back. Our game again, Sunday, 4:30 is the Tom Brady game on Fox. Our outro music is River Road by Justin Muth. We'll be back on Tuesday, guys. Let's beat the Rams.
Yes, let's beat those damn Rams.
Catch y'all later.
River Road, you got me running way back home. River Road, you got me running all night long. You got me singing some canal boat song. River Road, you got me running all night long. River Road, where have all the women gone? Have they kissed her hand and waved you bye-bye? Have they thought about crossing your double yellow lines? River Road, they love the way you whine and cry.